few people have been giving me the message that I need to promote my channel. I've uploaded close to 700 videos. My main objective was to just improve my communication skills at sharing the information that I've researched. So now it's time to sort of promote. So I've started a Twitter account. So this is a welcome to my channel from anybody that's on my Twitter account by the same name, Judy101101. I've not too sure about how Twitter works, but I gather you form a friend list on people that are somewhat on the same page as you. So I friended um, people that are working on world peace or interested in cures to cancer, a few other related friend list. But the majority of reasons why I picked those two and what I want to sort of welcome you to my channel is to introduce the idea that world peace can definitely be created so much faster if we actually paid attention to curing cancer. Um, Everything that's creating our sort of war mentality, our not peaceful world, is causing us cancer. So if we were able to cure cancer, we'd be stopping a majority of the problems that's stopping us from experiencing world peace. Kind of hard to wrap your brain around it, but this is not a conspiracy web or YouTube channel. It's sort of a recognition of, okay, here's the problem, but I wanted to focus mostly on solutions. There's not too many people that are guided towards, okay, this is what we need to do, how to solve problems, because we're experiencing some major global problems. And we're not really, we're doing a lot of complaining about it. We're recognizing a lot of the doom and gloom stories, but we have zero direction on solutions. We have a wish for a solution, but we don't know how to get there yet. And a lot of information people don't want you to know, and there's a reason for that. The medical community does not have any interest in solving cancer or curing cancer. There's no money in it. A lot of money in you dying, a lot of pharmaceuticals, a lot of doctors are getting paid for you to have cancer. So if you actually got cured from cancer, then you'd be putting a lot of doctors out of work. You'd be, not buying as many pills. And a lot of people would be out of work for that. And, our government systems wants to keep businesses working because that gets everybody a job and that flows the economic system. So, the government is not interested in solving any problems, but more sustaining them. And without being a conspiracy theorist, you have to sort of look at some reality. And a lot of this has been my own personal experience. So I'm not, looking at somebody's opinions and, judging, hey, the world's falling apart because, somebody else told me. It was firsthand experiences that showed me what's going on. And our medical community has zero interest in curing anything. I've done an awful lot of research. There's a lot of doctors that are proving a lot of things that I'm saying. Bruce Lipton is one. Dr. Wolf is another. Dr. Wolf has been curing cancers for over 30 years based on the concept of pay attention to what's causing it. The Cancer Society is also recognizing that more than 50% of all cancers can be cured just by preventing them. But you won't see too much of your donation dollars going into educating you on how to prevent it. These big pharmaceutical worlds, our corporate world that is happen to be causing a lot of cancers, Monsanto's is a good example. They're messing around with a lot of our food. A lot of our illnesses are created by the foods that we eat. If you're going to eat a lot of toxic chemicals, then you're going to get yourself some cancer. But these companies, these corporations that want to get rich off products, they can't get them past the safety inspection. So what's the best thing to do is, you know, buy it off. Hire somebody, get somebody in the field. Monsanto's ex-lawyers are now working on, I believe, the FDA. So they're creating laws that that makes Monsanto doesn't even have to put anything on their label. So you don't even have to know how toxic your food is anymore. So that's why government is not going to be there for you. They're not going to solve any problems for you because they kind of work for corporations. They've been sort of taken over by the corporate world to pass all laws to make everything they do is legal. It's like a corporation can set up a toxic waste site and build a whole pile of homes on it, and the medical world is basically going to sell you a ton of pills to get rid of your cancer while you're living on a toxic waste dump. So, yeah, a lot of medication might kill and wipe out some cancers, but you'll get it back again because you're living on a toxic waste. So, in order to cure your cancer, you really have to figure out what's causing it. And in order for you to be able to totally wipe out, you need friends, you need community, you need like everybody that's working towards world peace get on the same page as you, because you need to find a different way of earning your living. If a big huge corporation comes into your town and puts 90% of the people to work, and all of their work is doing nothing but polluting your whole community, then it's pretty hard to shut that company down when that's your livelihood. You still need food to eat, you need to pay your rent. So it is something that we need to combine together and unite and start introducing a different way of earning our livings, and by not polluting our communities. And there is a way. It's just nice little people like Tony Robbins, NLP programming. The corporate world has used heavy brainwashing to make you not see problems, makes you ignore it. Depression is one thing. Depression is the first sign that you realize something's wrong, so you take an antidepressant, and basically all it does is rewire your brain so you never pay attention to the problem. A lot of people are calling them happy pills, and yeah, it's going to make you happy because all you're going to see is oh, life is wonderful, let's ignore the problem. And that's why Wayne Dyer has cancer. He's one of them that focused 100% on just feel good, just focus on everything that's happy and ignore the problem. Wayne Dyer was in an interview with Bruce Lipton, and Bruce Lipton is proving that you can change DNA just by focusing on what you think about, because what you think about, what your belief systems are, will create a behavior. That behavior will cause your cancer. So that's where you need to shift a belief someplace. A lot of these cancers that they're saying are preventable, you have to look within your community of what poisons, what toxic stuff is in your community to clean that shit up. But at the same time, you may have food issues, eating too much sugar. There may be a belief that you have that creates an addiction to something that you do repetitively over and over and over again. There will be something in your life that causes you great stress, and stress for the most part causes cancer. It could be your job, the things that you do at your work. You're not, it stresses you out so much that it will cause cancer. So, and this interview with Wayne Dyer, what he was, the reason why he's got cancer is in this interview, he's saying anytime the brain goes off into a negative direction, that's the time you're supposed to go, oops, there goes my brain again. And that has been the major problem that humanity has. We have been ignoring problems for way too long. And these problems are blowing up to a proportion where it's all killing us. Look at BP oil. Look at the toxic poison that they're putting in the air and the ocean and in our food. The government is not stopping them. They are not showing any signs of wanting to keep anything clean. They've let everybody know the fish is still safe, even though it's got so much toxic waste in it. You know, so you can't rely on your justice systems or your government systems or the corporate systems to be able to shift anything. It's got to start from the bottom up, and how we perceive our world now. It's time to face those problems. It's time to transform everything that you complain about, everything that causes you stress, and transform that into a stressless life. How can you actually enjoy your life a lot better? So this is what my channel is all about. If we ended up figuring out what causes all of our illnesses, and we cure the causes, we'd be like 90% closer to experiencing a world peace. Because what is causing us not to enjoy a peaceful world? It's generally like our stresses, our disagreements, our arguments, our perceptions of reality. If we shifted all of that, then we'd see a completely different reality. World peace, doesn't have a deadline. Nobody's, everybody has a wish, want, and desire for something, but nobody actually has the business plan that makes it happen. We need to see, what does that end result of world peace look like? When you get a picture of what it looks like, then at least you can put somewhat of a timeline on it, so you know if you're on the same page, you know if you're doing anything right. Part of that big picture is you got to look at everybody be enjoying a peaceful life. There would be no wars, there would be no illnesses, nobody would be making anything complain about, everybody would be enjoying their life. So I mean, if we started seeing how we can create that for everybody, because it is a world peace, not a 50% peace. Everybody in the world has to experience their version of peace. And when we get that description together, then we can start the business plan on how to make it work. We can put a timeline to it. Basically, we need to spread information. We need to form our communities together and start jumping into the solutions. Everything that's a problem to us. So welcome to my channel, and I hope it's informative for everybody.